Hello and welcome to this overview video of Collaborate Online Site Manager. Here you can see we've logged into one of our demonstration projects here, with the name of the project being displayed at the top, the project number and address, along with its location plotted on a map, and an image of the desired project after completion. We can also see the active weather forecast for the site and for the remainder of the week. And as we scroll down here, we have some live data being displayed on our dashboard tiles, showing, for example, the number of operatives on site, how many pieces of plant equipment are due for inspection today, and the number of incidents we've had or near misses in the last 28 days. Again, these are live dashboard tiles showing live information. As we scroll further down here, we can see that we've got our tasks. These are tasks that are currently assigned to me. As you can see, these have just been completed and will be cleared off the dashboard by the next day. And as we scroll further down as the site manager here, I can see all tasks across the entire job and click on any of these to review them in more detail. Let's go and have a look at our site diary now, where we can see exactly who's on site. Here in the site diary, I can have a look at exactly who's active on my site. I can see Barry here and the time he signed in. I can even see which vehicle he's travelled in with the carriage displayed here, and even the distance he's travelled to get to site today. At a closer inspection, I can click here and look at his SCS cards, and even look at his location to where he signed in. As we scroll down, I can look through other subcontractors, and indeed visitors on site. And furthermore here, I can see that I've documented in my site diary here, delay due to weather, and I of course add incidents, activities, and other progress reports directly into the site diary to meet our project requirements. Let's go and have a look at our permits. To access the permits module, select it from the left-hand nav bar. Here you can see our permits are broken down into three categories. Permits that are been requested and need to be reviewed. We could click on this and review the permit should we wish. Active permits, those permits that are actively being used on site by a subcontractor. And then expired permits. These are sorted by a subcontractor, but identified as expired and greyed out to show us that these are no longer active on the site. Now let's go and have a look at our plant register by selecting the module from the left-hand bar again. Here you can see we have an active list of all plant equipment that's on site, broke down by subcontractor. It's also notifying us the name of the plant, any unique references that we need to be aware of, when its next detailed inspection is due, and also identifying in this configuration if the plant is ready for use today. Here we can see this brick saw is not applicable because it has not had its daily inspection. We could even toggle off and look at previous plant that's been off-sited. Here we can see an excavator was off-sited previously, and this is an active register enabling all of your subcontractors to onboard their own plant equipment and maintain their inspections. All you need to do is review it from the plant register. Let's go and have a look at some health and safety inspections. As you can see here, I'm in our fire weekly inspection option from the left-hand bar, and we can see a series of reports that have already been generated. These inspection reports can be completed from mobile devices or on tablet and reviewed in desktop, such as we're doing now. If we click on the inspection, here we can see that we've got the details of the location of the project at the top here, and we've got a series of yes/no questions that have been answered. At the top here you can see the fire plan was out of date, a remedial task has been generated and completed by an operative or manager on site, and the remainder of the form has been completed with photographic evidence completed, ensuring the inspection is up to standard. Here you can see that we're in the quality control section of the system, specifically looking at progress photos. These progress photo reports will be generated by mobile device, where photos can be taken and uploaded and then reviewed within the application on desktop as this. Here you can see we've got the details of a groundworks excavation, documenting the progress there, and again stored on the system in perpetuity. It's also possible to complete scored shack assessments within the application. In this configuration I have two, one is a full health and safety shack inspection, and another here is one specifically completed by site managers. If I click on one of the inspections, I can see I have the details of the outcome score at the top here. And as I scroll through, I can also see images and the individual scored assessments of each element, along with remedial tasks automatically generated and then in this case completed by a operative or manager on site. All of these assessments are stored in perpetuity within the application. And further down the left hand bar here, we can also navigate to our reporting element here and specifically look at inspections where we can review the overall trend of these inspections across the duration of a project. Incidents and near miss reports can also be completed in the system, as seen here on the left hand nav bar. We're looking at a detailed incident report here that's happened on site, where the site manager has been able to document in full everything that has happened, including witness statements, details of the incident, causes, and confirm that relevant information such as RAMS was present. Scrolling right through this comprehensive document here, we can see we've collected signatures and evidence, and also once this was completed it was sent to review by the health and safety manager, who's then had their own feedback in the system along with their own signature to sign off the inspection of the incident themselves. Now let's look at how we can manage our subcontractors in our subcontractor management suite. Here you can see that we've selected the subcontractors from the left hand bar here, and we can see all subcontractors that are active on this project. We can add a new subcontractor, that is a subcontractor has not yet used Collaborate Online Site Manager, or add an existing subcontractor from the index of subcontractors and businesses that are already active on the platform. Let's go and have a look at an active subcontractor here. Here you can see we're looking at Kent Groundworks. We can see that the RAMs that they have been submitted and indeed approved and the date that they were approved upon. We can of course click on these to review them in more detail. We can look at any active permits that this subcontractor has got on site and any previous permits that have now expired. We can look at the operatives that are operating on site. Here you can see we've got an operative here who is yet to be approved. We could click here and review their approval and then give them access to sign in on site. At any point here, we can click on an operative and review their details. We can see that the operative's profile has been completed, along with their legal right to work in the UK, any health declarations they may have, along with any accreditations that they may wish to provide evidence of. We can even review their competency cards and their site induction here, which is going to load up the digital site induction PDF that they will have reviewed and approved as part of their induction process, and then they will have completed a detailed query. So as we scroll through here, we can see this is their induction document. They have then answered questions on and even signed to confirm they're happy with that. We can also see this operative has acknowledged the RAMs that have been approved previously on site, and here if we wish to we could even issue cards relating to their performance on site. From within the subcontractor management suite we can select RAMs requests, where we can see here we have 2 outstanding RAMs requests. Clicking on each of these we can see the documents that were submitted, and if appropriate we can start the approval process, reviewing these documents and allowing the subcontractors then to have their RAMs approved and enabling them then to add their own subcontractors or operatives to the site, where they can then be reviewed and approved having completed a digital induction by the site manager.